Welcome back to Dr. Lautrec, and now we're doing part 23. And guess what? We actually have a guest star today. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Pretty Hero Wine, and
what do you mean
I sometimes do video game walkthroughs. And I actually did Lautrec.
She was serious about
I actually did the Lautrec walkthrough too. And I guess that's it for me for now.
All right. For those that don't know, I find Pretty Heroine because when I was searching for help on how to complete some of these side quests, I actually found her playthrough on YouTube, and she's the only one on YouTube before me who actually bothered to complete this game, apparently, because there's no other playthrough that actually is finished. There's one by 3DS E-Star who never finished it. There's one by his name was unpronounceable, but he only did like 3 parts. Basically, anybody aside from Pretty Heroine here who tried to actually start a playthrough of this game on YouTube didn't actually finish it. So
I don't see why, because even though I'm not really keen on the game, it isn't that bad that it's unfinishable.
I agree. It's like, well, I initially had bad feelings about the game, but it's overall fine and harmless.
Well, it's not bad for $20.
I wonder if it says something when the likes of, some of the worst games of all time, even like Superman 64, people still manage to complete playthroughs, and yet if this came, they're like, nope, fuck it.
Well, there's a good reason for that, Wibs. I mean, Superman 64 is infamous. Everybody knows about Superman 64. This game pretty much...
That's one of those games you have to play to believe.
And where have you found a full playthrough? I mean, heck, I myself have never found a full playthrough of Superman 64. Maybe I'm looking in all the wrong places. I mean, I've seen partial playthroughs, but even Brain Scratch Comps didn't do a full playthrough.
No, they didn't.
Superman 64 is notorious. This game kind of got forgotten. Here's an interesting thing, Pretty Heroine. One of our other members, the Italian one that I've talked to you about, he actually found this exact game in a bargain bin for €5. That's how much this game goes now, apparently.
I'll give the game this.
Wow.
I will give the game this. It has outstanding presentation when it comes to, the visuals and the voice actors. It's like, all it would need is like a better writer and a better game programmer, and, well, this actually could have been a solid game. Mind the pun, since this is a Konami game.
I do agree with that.
Yeah. Basically, Heroine, the one thing we all praise about this game is the voice acting. The voice actors are way too good for this game. They're trying their hardest to make this work. Okay, so basically this is, for those who don't know, this is one of those side quests where Marie is actually coming along to help free some of the knights, and basically she fucks up a bit. Okay.
Probably a good time for me to ask. Pretty Heroine, what's your take on the characters overall? Like,
I saw a button over there, so I...
Yeah,
what do you think? I think Sophie is a great side character. But Lautrec is kind of good in a way, but, we're so used to seeing the hero of the story. It's kind of good to see a change, like a little bit antagonist or a little bit, like, carefree.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Lautrec is definitely not your typical hero.
I mean, I like every character except for Lautrec.
Honestly, recently, Lautrec's been reminding me of the kind of characters Aaron Sorkin would write. The kind of character who was supposed to be rooting for, and yet is an absolute dick.
I wouldn't say he's that bad, since the game still does occasionally acknowledge that Lautrec is kind of an a-hole, whereas with Aaron Sorkin, from what I've seen, you are completely meant to take that person's words as
also, then again, Jova, to be fair, also in Social Network and Steve Jobs, they constantly keep calling out Lautrec, not Lautrec, the main characters of their respective...
Mark Zuckerberg
and Steve Jobs.
The difference is
the only issue is that gets annoying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whereas with this one, actually does it balanced enough. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Pretty Heroine, you've actually told me privately before this that you actually did play a Professor Layton game, haven't you?
Yeah, I actually did play Curious Village, Diabolical Box, and a little bit of the Mask of Miracles.
Okay.
Also the Last Spectre, too.
Alright, this game often gets accused of being a Layton ripoff. What's your take on that?
I mean, I can understand that. I mean, there are puzzles and stuff, but it does have some things that stand out, like the circle, kind of like that Pokemon battle and stuff. But with the other Layton games, I mean, the puzzles mostly keep going. The puzzles keep kind of changing, but in the Lautrec games, I were a little more consistent.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you're gonna do, it's just a matter of how are you supposed to piece them together. I mean, as you see, as you go through the game, they kind of get a little harder.
A bit,
My
true.
good lady, dost thou take me for a fool?
All right. Also, this is like I said before. I've said this before, but for the sake of our guest, I'll say it again. This is one of the few pieces of music in the game that I actually really like. Pretty Heroine, what's your take on this game's soundtrack?
I mean, this game does have its great high points, but maybe a little work with the story and maybe a little more background information, like how did Lautrec even get involved into exploring, and how did he find out that Treasure and Amantis actually exists? Or maybe a little more background on Sophie, or even how Nico got into the picture somehow. I mean, not everybody has a pet monkey.
Well, you see, Tiffany, we would have expressed that in this. Pretty Heroine, my apologies. We would have expressed that in the sequel, but unfortunately, the gaming public bastards didn't buy my game.
If I can give this game one credit, we actually do learn how Lautrec sort of got into the exploring thing. It was because of, pretty much, he doesn't call him his friend, but it's thanks to Claude that, he got into the whole exploring bit. And
yeah, but how did he find out that there's actually spirits, or how did he find the Treasure-matic is what I want to find out.
That's true. They never actually explained that. True.
It would be interesting to find that out.
I'm guessing they were saving it for the sequel, probably. But
actually,
it's probably not going to be a sequel.
Actually, they did also explain that. We have Sophie to thank for that, since she's the one who can see the things. Basically, apparently, with Sophie constantly coming on his searches with him, it only stands to reason that eventually she would be the one to see the Animatus.
You know what's interesting, Pretty Heroine. All four of us have been doing talks over this playthrough about how Sophie acts like a Stockholm syndrome person, where she keeps get verbally abused by Lautrec throughout the entire game, and yet she just takes it like a sponge. What's your take on Sophie and the whole Lautrec thing?
Well, I don't want to spoil it, but it could go either way. Well, there is a part where Sophie kind of thanks Lautrec for because she accidentally destroyed his notes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess she's somewhat thankful for that. I mean, it's not like maybe verbally, but it's not like it's like whiplash, like you're an idiot or something.
It's basically that he's forgiving of her, and he's truly a kind person at heart. Like I said before, it's nice that they gave him that character bit, but the problem is, they only really focus on it near the end, and, by then, it feels like it's out of left field.
Yeah, for example, basically, Pretty Heroine, in the first ending, I'm in the post-game right now, in the first ending, don't worry about spoilers, we've already been for this part in the playthrough, where Sophie's about to fall, and then Lautrec grabs her. I won't let you go, I couldn't live without you. Here's Shiro's...
Yeah, but then at the end, he's backing, I can't live without you. I can't live without you.
Yeah,
he's trying to cover up that he might have feelings for her. That's kind of my guess.
Exactly.
Allow me to quote Shiro's reaction here. Allow me to quote Shiro's reaction to that part. Where did that come from? The problem is that they didn't do a good enough job building up that he's secretly a softy at heart. I mean, for the most part, they just have him be a dick, and there wasn't enough. It could have the writing needed a little more balance. That's basically our take on it.
It's like I said before. This is Majora's Mask done poorly. Having side quests, of course, be the main thing, but it failed to have still that endearing story at the start. And also, there's sort of the issue that, granted, unlike Link, Lautrec has more of a personality, so of course they have to work more with him. Whereas in Majora's Mask, it was sort of about seeing it through the eyes of Link and interacting with it. A good endeavor there, but here, yeah, it's like half of the game they're trying to have Lautrec be, that link, between the player and the world, but then other times they have him be his own person, which sort of makes her a bit of a jumbled character, to say the least. I don't hate him as much as I used to. In fact, I'm actually sort of okay with him, but oh boy, is his characterization, let's just say a mess of a puzzle.
One thing, Prehero, you're probably wondering what's up with all the jumps, the jump cuts. In the beginning of this playthrough, I did uncut. But then, as the quest went on, I started to basically cutting off any puzzle that wasn't a repeat of something that we've done before for the sake of getting this playthrough going. Because, as you proved in your own playthrough, this game goes on forever and ever. So I kind of wanted to trim the fat a bit.
That goes on for a long time. But hey, I completed it.
Oh yeah, trust me,
I have two. I have right here. I have 100 treasure animatas in my completed save file.
And I'm on my way to completing it as soon as Pedro shows me that secret ending that he doesn't want me to spoil for myself.
No,
Yeah.
Doctor.
It's like, basically I'll put it like this, it's like, well, the side quests can be rewarding, but remember, you're gonna have to go through a lot of padding.
So basically, the entire purpose of this side quest is now for us was basically for Marie to, I guess, realize that Sophie's the one true love of the daughter or something like that, because she pretty much gives up after this.
Oh yeah, that's right, Marie had a thing for the doctor. I completely forgot about that.
That's because it went completely nowhere. Okay, a quick question, pre-heroine. How far did you actually complete Last Spectre, or did you?
I witnessed it with my own eyes.
But the Professor Layton 4, the one with Emmy.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Like the Mask of Miracles, or
No,
Miracle
the one.
Mask is what she did.
No, I think she. Did you say you also put like Professor Layton in the Last Spectre?
Yes.
yes,
Okay. How far did you get into that?
I actually completed the whole story.
Okay, fine. One thing that I've commented in this playthrough is that the whole thing with Marie knowing the professor from his past and Lautrec not remembering her, it always came across to me as a bit of a rip-off of Last Spectre, which came out in 2009 in Japan. So there was perfect. So yeah, it did come out before this game. I don't know, and personally, I think Emmy's a much better character than Marie. But what's your take on that?
Go at your own pace. If freeing them is to be your calling,
I'm guessing you agree then.
Yeah, I think so. But I kind of got distracted with the cutscenes too. Can you repeat the question one more time?
Oh, okay, sure. I personally think Emmy is a much better execution of this type of character than Marie. I'm guessing you agree with that?
Yeah.
All right then. But okay, so now they all have another toast because.
Hey, Pretty Heron, it's a funny thing you brought up that, like, Lautrec's, the one character for you that doesn't quite miss. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of how it is for me. It's like, because I feel like, every other character aside
every other character is, like, cheery and colorful in a way, but Lautrec kind of stands out.
Yep. Not only that, but they also have their own fleshed out characters. Even the sidekicks, believe it or not. The only character that Lautrec is better developed in is Vidocq, for obvious reasons.
Vidocq is such a boring villain, and the way he dies is so anticlimactic. It's just.
It's barely in the plot.
Yeah,
I can't even remember what he looks like.
But basically, his one big moment in this entire story is, "I'll get you next time, Lautrec. Next time."
And then he immediately dies.
Yeah,
I think those were two different scenes.
Whatever. Our point still stands.
Yeah.
You are really a handful
I
sometimes.
know, right, Sophie? I know.
Tell me, madame, how do you fare in...
Alright, if there's one thing we all like in this game also is Milady and Claude. Milady and Claude are the best characters, definitely.
Just like because they're the side characters.
Oh, that's good then.
Okay, Pereira, have you, a question. Are you familiar with the Three Musketeers and the Man with the Iron Mask?
Yes, Doctor.
And also Phantom of the Opera,
I've heard of the Three Musketeers like over and over again, but the Man in the Iron Mask, as the game told me, it's like a man who is stuck in a prison for pretty much his whole life.
Yeah.
We currently have. I'd say we're practically home.
Basically, this game is kind of a little, kind of has this thing where it does an homage to both Three Musketeers and Man of the Iron Mask with Milady, of course.
And Phantom of the Opera.
One thing that annoyed me is how, the Three Musketeers is a masterpiece. It's so dramatic how the Man in the Iron Mask, and then I'm like, no, that's the Man in the Iron Mask. There's the difference between the Three Musketeers and the Man in the Iron Mask. They're two different novels.
Yeah,
so
no, it's amazing. It's like,
she's kind of.
Who's this guy?
Oh, this.
Rodo. That's the little kid.
It's the little
knight.
It's the little kid we freed from the knights. Remember, Dwibs, at the that kid who thought Marie smelled nice.
No, I don't remember that.
I remember him.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
sorry,
basically a
Pretty
thing, Pretty Heroine. Dwibs' memory tends to go on the brink a bit here and there.
Yeah.
That's why he's the perfect one to voice the judge whenever we do Ace Attorney.
Yeah, basically, in games that don't really have that much voice dialogue, we do it ourselves. Like in the Layton series, for example, I voice Layton.
And in the Ace Attorney series, of course, I voice Phoenix Wright, Dwibs voices Apollo, and Shiroi voices Athena.
Yeah, basically, Layton aside, I've got a reputation here of voicing the lackeys.
And in this game, I voice Lautrec. And in this game, I voice Lautrec whenever there's not voice dialogue.
Right?
Yeah, but also, I kind of have my own interpretation of playing Professor Layton.
Yeah, basically, he likes to make Professor Layton a dick in our playthroughs for the sake of humor. It's really funny.
All his characters dicks. I mean, you should see his ARF.
I turn her into a yandere.
Hey, Boots, what are you doing with Cloud? He's fine.
By the way, we kind of hinted at this at the beginning of the playthrough, but might as well announce it right now. I will personally be releasing the Raws public as a special little thing for the people who want to see the story of this game firsthand. So, Perheron, if you want to watch this story entirely without playing the game and skipping straight just the story parts, you can just watch our Raws, which I will make public, and be sure to subscribe and
capture card and everything.
You're familiar with the area, aren't you?
So yeah, Rodo's of course trying to act brave when he's actually not.
Meanwhile, I'm making Disney logos out of coins.
And meanwhile, I'm practicing for the upcoming SSMB Smash tournament.
No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Dwibs is the most easily annoyed out of the group.
Don't cry, Rodo.
Yeah. Don't cry, Rodo.
How can you say such
because he's annoying.
You know, it's weird. I almost wonder if they were trying to make a Frodo. Nah, they couldn't be.
That's just it. You can't.
Yeah, wasn't there a quest where they have like a 13-year-old boy that went on a quest on his own? And they little boy, and I always say he's a teenager. Well, again, it was back in the day.
You're thinking of the one who's also the son of a winery.
Yes.
The son of a whiner?
Winery.
I thought you said whiner.
Welcome back, Shiroi.
I'm completely disconnected.
Okay.
I am loading the video.
Go ahead. Don't worry, you didn't really miss much.
Okay.
Okay.
What time are you guys at?
Go to 19 minutes and something. We'll just count you in when we
45. Yes. And what's more?
Or
yeah, go to 19 minutes. She'll give you a bit more leeway.
I'm at 19:10.
All right, just stay there.
I don't like this character already.
Prepare to dive. Dwibs, you've already met this character. It's a bit too late for that decision.
Again, I've forgotten about this guy.
Sorry, Dwibs, too late.
Took you too long enough.
You can see the Guardian.
Oh.
Can't see it.
I don't see any newspapers here.
Oh, okay, so we can
then you
sense
had better
it.
step aside before you end up dead.
Sense it.
He can sense it. What? Is he a Jedi? Like
Jovi, you just accidentally made me connect this game to Sense 8.
All right, get ready, Shiro.
Right then.
Ready.
Time to tame the beast.
All right,
Let the
okay,
battle
3,
begin.
2, 1, click. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I missed most of the part.
Don't worry. The next part is the one you really want to watch out for. This one is kind of a bit plot
One in
light.
the middle.
This one is a bit light on plot for the most part.
Okay.
We bring, as I'm sure Prehair will confirm for me, we're about to bring back the Phantom of the Opera, which is, honestly, Prehair, here's the thing, maybe you possibly figured this out, and I'm just too stupid to realize it. What's the point of the Phantom of the Opera in this game? He does nothing in this story.
It's because he's French, Pedro.
Oh.
He's not played by Gerard Butler here, is he?
No. Prehair, what's your take on the Phantom of the Opera? Of this game, you know the. you know,
pretty much plays like a minor role other than being the secret guy in the opera house and the head of the Knights of the Iron Mask. Otherwise, he doesn't really play like a major role in the game.
I guess. One of my main problems, by the way, getting more into the gameplay side of things. My big problem with this, I'm a huge fan of puzzle games. By the way, not just Layton, Choo Choo Rocket, Catherine.
Choo Choo Rocket is hard.
Oh, I do love
I know. That's why I love it. That's
I love Choo Choo Rocket.
I haven't played Choo Choo Rocket.
Basically, I'm a huge fan of puzzle games. So obviously, I wanted to try this game. Why not? My problem with this game's puzzles is that it's always the same 6 types of puzzles repeated ad nauseum. Yes, they try to, you know, like for example, let's say like the crosswords puzzle. You can solve every crosswords puzzle in this game by just, you know, putting words and eventually you'll get it. It's not hard at all. And honestly, I find the game to be so easy to get repetitive because the dungeon puzzles are also not very entertaining, and they also repeated a lot of the same tropes of pushing blocks, stuff like that. And honestly, at some point, it just gets starting so boring because it's so repetitive. And for me, to compare, I know it's a cliche thing to compare this to Layton, but
wait, hold on, Pedro. It looks like something's going on.
Yes,
So yeah,
okay.
Anamatis came back out. That's new.
I don't know. Perhaps you failed to deliver the final blow.
That's okay. Rodo will.
Why did it disappear like that?
Because
it got bored.
Are you
another
right,
thing about
Rodo?
Twibs. The X2 quite jumped to the conclusions.
What's that you have in your hand?
And again.
A Chaos Emerald?
okay.
It's either a garnet or a ruby. I say or an amethyst.
Just give me a moment. Basically, remember how we can use jewels to fight the monsters? Basically, he accidentally threw this jewel into the battlefield, and that's how the monster got defeated.
Oh.
How wonderful, I guess.
That's right. I saved your life.
Oh yeah, one thing I hate about this art style is how there's no pupils in
It's
their
Puyo
eyes.
Puyo art style Twibs. Learn to see more games.
I can't help but look into that empty eyes stuff.
Oh hey Phantom, nice to see you're still in this game for no reason.
In peace. And for that, I thank you.
No, goodbye.
No need to.
Okay, see, the big problem for me in this particular part, Pre-Heroine, is that, yeah, they clearly want to have like a heartwarming resolution for the Phantom and Rodo. The problem is that we didn't really get to know these characters, especially the Phantom. So why am I supposed to be? Why am I supposed to care here? I guess my main problem is that, unlike Professor Layton, this game doesn't really do a good job in developing the characters. So it's kind of hard for me. Points for trying.
It does a great job of developing the side characters, but I think more development should have gone into the main characters.
Yeah. Sort of the issue is like, I mean, okay. A lot of the characters it does develop right for side quests, but it has a lot of cases like this side quest where it has specific characters who it doesn't focus on until now. And okay, you want to build up their character, that's fine, but the way they tried to build off of their character would require that we've seen these two interact before. And by I say these two, I mean the Phantom and Rodo, but we never really saw them interact, so we don't exactly know where they're coming from. Maybe if it introduced how they interacted, it could have worked, but alas.
Indeed.
Like I said,
guess what?
This game clearly
hold on, Jova. Here we go.
There is no mystery I can't understand.
Here we go again. This quest was most unsatisfying. I know, right?
I knew you would say that.
The game's aware.
This is so funny, Pre-Heroine, because Lautrec himself says that the quests are unsatisfying, so it's kind of hilarious to me in that regard. Okay,
I do think it's genuinely funny, to be honest.
Me too.
Yeah, it is.
Me too. I'll give the writers credit for that. That actually got me to laugh.
All right, everybody. In the next part, we're going to get what shall we say, probably one of the big side quests of the entire game that basically finishes off the whole arc involving Sophie and Lautrec. So look forward to that in the next part. See you, everybody, for the next part.
See ya.